Day 1152. I'm at the park. It's beautiful outside. Still getting over this cold. I feel so much better than I did yesterday. Went to my mom's, surprised her. We had a really good time, just laughing, having so much fun, which is awesome because I feel like I'm finally at the point now where I feel comfortable around her and I've let my guard down. Took a while, but I feel like I'm there and we can just laugh and have fun together doing nothing. So that was awesome. We called my dad, talked to him. It was a really good Thanksgiving. Like, I loved it. We sat in a room, like, watching Shark Tank and football, eating soup, and yeah, that was basically it. But it was great. And then I just did a call with a client. And yeah, really interesting because he is we've gone through his purpose. Now he's doing monthly coaching or weekly coaching to actually live into his purpose. And and in doing that, he's getting ready to launch his group coaching program, which is how to go from disconnected to connected and go from numb to alive. And it's crazy how well I can coach someone on their own coaching program, but on mine, it's just like, I feel like, it's just like a mental thing that people go through, like that saying that it's hard to read the label when you're inside the jar. Like, I can look at anyone else's coaching business on the outside and say, you got to do this, but I look at mine and I'm so in it, it's hard to see out of it. It's like this weird mental block that everyone goes through. And so I'm just talking him through, and we came up with the framework and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, where he is right now, I'm just like a step or two ahead of him. I mean, a lot more steps because I've coached a lot of people, and I'm a lot more steps ahead. But when it comes to launching the group program, we're almost like at the same the same level. And so he's gonna launch his January 15th. So in like 6 or 7 weeks. And so he's got time to put together the sales page and start, doing some advertising and all that stuff. And his goal is to get 7 people in the group. And I'm just like, I get off the call and I'm like, okay, God, okay. If he launches his group coaching program before I do, then there is something significantly wrong here. So that was just massive motivation to just get it done. And it's crazy because right before that call, it's like, I was just like thinking, like, how much more wisdom do I need, like, before I just take action? How much more clarity on all this stuff do I need before I just take action? And then I just got this message that says, wisdom is knowing when to start taking action. And I was like, whoa, I don't know if that was from God or from me, but from wherever it came from, I was like, wow, wisdom is knowing when to start taking action. And it's like, I can just ponder and think about this and come up with more stuff again and again and again. But at some point, I need to put it out to the world. And I have a big block on putting it out into the world. This call was really, really helpful in just like, man, if he can go from where he's at to launching a group program in 7 weeks, have 7 people sign up, $14,000 minimum that he would make from that, anywhere from $14,000 to $26,000, depending on who does VIP. It's like, there's no reason why I can't do that either. And so it was just a really good reminder, just a really powerful reminder of, okay, Chris, you got everything you need. Now just put it out into the world. And that's where my biggest block is. That's where my biggest block has always been, is putting this stuff out to the world. And I don't even know why exactly. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to face and confront, because what God has given me is brilliant. It's gold. It's life-changing. It's incredible. And if I just put it out there, then there we go. So yeah, now it's like putting it out there. And I was telling him, man, this is the perfect time to sell a group program, because the new year's coming, people reflecting on their lives, and the last 2 weeks of the year And the first 2 weeks of the new year are some of the best times to sell any kind of personal development program, because people are into personal development, right? They want to change their lives. They want to grow. They want to transform. They want next year to be better than this last year. And so it's perfect timing. And what better timing than to find your calling than going into the new year? So when I was telling him, it was just like, I'm coaching myself as well. So, yeah, it's time to just get this out there and start putting it all together. All the wisdom that God has given me, start bringing it together into something tangible. And that's like what I want. I want to be able to, I don't want to just work and conceptualize things all day. I want to work on something that exists and get it out there to the world. So, yeah. But there's that huge spiritual and mental block that I've always come up against. And what I do is I'll put all these things together, and then I come up against that wall of launching it out to the world, and I just hit that wall, and I just like crumble, and then I just move on to creating something else or doing something else. And it's like, man, the enemy just knows how to stop me. And there's so much potential that's been wasted because I didn't just go with it. And I was just reading Proverbs today, and like one of the first verses I read said, the plans of the diligent will lead to profit. And that word diligent, translated in Hebrew, means determined. So the plans of the determined, or the work of the determined, will lead to profit. And it's so crazy because I was listening to my speaking coach on a video day before yesterday, and he literally quoted that verse, which was crazy. I was like, wow, okay, God, there's a smack in the face. I get it. So the reality is, if I'm just determined and I put it out there and I just keep fighting and keep pushing and keep doing, like, it's just a matter of time before it takes off. And now I know that I have the product and the business and the brand. It's all right. It's all the correct thing. It's all in alignment with me and who God created me to be, and it's in alignment with God and the Bible. And now it's just getting out there to the world. So also next week, I'm going to be meeting with that pastor who's an influencer online. He has 1.3 million followers on YouTube, or subscribers on YouTube, and 330,000 followers on Instagram. So he's like a super legit influencer, and he has a small church like 30 minutes from here. And he wants to talk about me doing calling coaching for everyone in his church. So who knows what that could turn into, but it'll turn into something amazing. So it's time to make this tangible. And yeah. Wisdom is knowing when to start taking action. That's intense.